Hello, this is Jack Jackson. Let's take a little look about rotations with the commands that we have in GeoGebra. Let me put an input bar down here just in case I want to use that a little bit later. Okay, so here we have a pre-image. It's a triangle, and I've made it blue. I'll make the image red. And there's a reason why we use triangles a lot, because if you've got a triangle, particularly a scaling triangle, and you can see what it does, what a transformation does to that, then you pretty much can see what the transformation does. So here we have an angle, and let's say we have a center of a rotation. It doesn't have to be at the vertex here. It could be anywhere. Let's do this one right here, and let's just name, I'm going to name that center. So there's our center of our rotation, and we want to rotate this figure triangle about that center through this angle. Let's say we want to go in the positive direction. So what we want to do is measure that angle like that. It's measured in radians here. You can measure it in degrees. It doesn't matter. Okay, and then we want to take it like this, and we can select this, all these at once, and then select rotate about a point. So you select your pre-image, then your image or your center, and then you select the angle, which is this guy right here, alpha. Let's try that again. Let's see. It's a Greek letter, so we may have trouble with that. Let's see. So select that, rotate around the point here, and we want to select alpha. Yeah, we're going to be able to get it here. Here we go from our keyboard. There we go. There's our alpha. And which way do we want to go? Well, we want to go, if the positive direction, we're going counterclockwise, clockwise if we go the negative. So let's go the positive direction. And there's the image right there. Okay, so let's go ahead and just make we got a little bit too many versions of the vertices here. Let's not worry about that. Okay, so now I want to turn all of this red just to make a distinction between the pre-image and image. This is cosmetic, but it's kind of helpful to see what's going on. Okay, so we see the image and the pre-image and the image there. So notice if I drew a circle with the center at here and going through point A, it's also going to go through A prime. Similarly, if the center of the circle goes through B to B prime, that's the same, and C to C prime, that's also going to go through here. Notice in a rotation, the distance that A travels to A prime is, it's on the outer circle, so it's bigger or farther than the distance from, say, C to C prime, with the B to B prime being somewhat in the middle. But they stay on the circle, so as this transforms across here, it's rotating about that. So if we this one's controlled by this angle. So as I see this angle move, you can see this guy rotating around. We rotate in the negative direction, it's going clockwise. We rotate in the positive direction, it's going counterclockwise. Okay. Now, the angle that we get, let's just do it with line segments. The angle from A to the center to A prime, that should be the same angle here. 0.85 radians is that one there, see? And from B to the center to B prime, also the same. And from C to the center to C prime, they're kind of landing on top of each other here, but look at what you see. All the same as that original angle here. And if we change the size of that angle, they all change with it. So that's what a rotation does, right? Okay, and so we don't have to draw all this stuff. We got the rotation right away with the commands. Okay, if we do 2 rotations about the center, we're going to get equivalent to doing 1 rotation of the sum of these two. So let's rotate the red figure again. We'll maybe make the image purple there. So let's take, so now we can rotate. Let's go ahead and select all of this. I'm holding down the control key on a Windows computer here. And okay, so we got that. Click on, oops, wrong one. Let's try again. Click on A, this line segment, B prime, C prime, and there. So that's going to be my pre-image this time. And click on this one to rotate about a point, center. We messed that up. Okay, maybe just do them one at a time. Rotate about the point, rotate A about this point, and this time let's fix an angle like 45 degrees is fine. And let's keep going counterclockwise. So I can do the same for B. Make sure I'm selecting the right points here. Got it on the point tool. Okay. Rotate about a point, take B prime, rotate about the center, same angle. Take the point C, rotate about the same center, same angle. And that gives me C double prime there. And of course, if I just take my it's linear function, yeah. So it will map lines to lines and line segments to line segments. So this is our image of the red one when we rotate 45 degrees in the positive direction there. Okay, and so if you notice, that's going to be this angle plus 45 degrees is how much this C is going to be rotated to C double prime. So when we compose two rotations about the same center, we're just adding the angles, getting a new rotation. Now, there are some other ways we can do some things here. So let's just delete. If I delete that center, we'll do that. Let's get rid of this angle right here. Okay, another way we could rotate it, let's get this E as our new center. We can rotate with some sliders. Let's put a slider here for the angle. So it'll be an angle slider. 0 to 2 pi is fine. That'll be fine there. So we have an angle slider, that's alpha, and we can always make not a text box, a input box to go with that. Alpha equals, and link it to alpha like that. So now, in fact, you don't need the label up here anymore. So now this slides and changes what's in that box, or the box you can just enter it in like 1 radian if you want, or one degree. Take away the degree, it's 1 radian. Okay, so now I can take this, I think I can now select this whole thing here again and select rotate about point, select the center point, and when it asks for an angle here, we can tell it, okay, let's use alpha. Okay, and so it rotated by alpha there. Just making part of my screen disappear. There we go. And again, I'm getting, because of the way I selected that all at once there, I'm getting the vertices rotated twice. So I don't need these extra points. Okay, so those are the images. And once again, let's just make them red to just to kind of be consistent with that. And so we see that now. So what's nice about this is, see, this is controlled by the slider now. Now it makes a difference where E is. Say if E was right at C, C will be a fixed point there. And you can see it's kind of swinging around there. E could be maybe in the middle of it here. We can watch it rotate around that point. Okay, E could be over here somewhere. Rotate around there. So that gives you an idea of what's going on with the rotation. We talked about geometrically what it means and how to do some commands in GeoGebra.